So as you know very well, on this channel we are all about self-improvement, self-development, you know, reinvention. All these things require you to set goals that you can follow through and you look at every day and you become very happy. So as we've said, one of the motivating factors that are going to help you execute your goals is the feeling that you imagine you're going to get when these goals are achieved versus the feeling you get when these goals are not achieved. So if that's the case, please get your cup of tea, get your glass of water, get your pen and paper, and let's get into the video. So the book I'm talking about is this book. It's called The 12-Week Year. It has helped a lot of people to achieve a lot of goals. I got this copy after I realized that I wasn't reaching my full potential. This is a book that has systems that can help each one of us to achieve the goals that we want, each one of us to become the better version of ourselves. It has secrets that many people that are successful have used and have seen their things go from one step to another, have seen their companies grow, have seen their lives change. If you're here, I know you're either a CEO of a company and you normally set goals in a year, and then by the end of the year, by December, you're evaluating yourself and realize that on the number of goals that you set, maybe you achieved only 2, and sometimes it frustrates really when you work in a life where you feel you're not achieving your goals. As for us women, even men, but women, wives, mothers, we live in a time where we are multitasking and doing a lot of things. And so if you are not putting certain systems in your life, it means that you're going to fall short of some activities. You will always feel you're struggling with unfulfillment. You feel you're unfulfilled. You feel you're exhausted most of the time. You feel you're burnt out. You feel frustrated. Why? Because you are missing out on certain things. Either you're not appearing on your children's big days, or you're not meeting the targets that your bosses are giving you at work. Even you yourself, your life is falling apart. When you see all those things in someone's life, it means that at the end of the year, when people are celebrating their achievements, you feel like, I'm not good enough. And the effects of such struggles in our lives, failing to balance our lives, is we are constantly worried. You're constantly feeling ineffective, and so that is something that makes you feel like you can never be what you ever want to be because you don't have time. Some of us, we lose out on relationships. It's an effect of someone not being organized, someone not knowing how to use their time. It's an effect that comes because you're constantly consumed in one area of your life, that you're not looking at other things like developing relationships, like working out on the dreams that you had when you're growing up, doing new projects. So as time goes on, if, let me say, you give yourself like a period of 10 years and you evaluate your life, you just start living in wishes. So this system that we're going to be sharing today helps you not to live in regrets. All right? Some people, when we are focused on doing a certain thing, then we leave out other things. Okay? Someone gets so focused on their marriage that their work falls apart, or they work so hard on their job that their marriage falls apart, or their mother never sees them anymore, their sisters never see them anymore because they are buried and they don't know how to use their time. Well, as we go through these tips that I'm going to just summarize it. If you're not able to purchase it, I'm going to be talking about it more frequently on this channel, but today I'm going to be talking about the tips that I summarized from this book. Because this book, one of the concepts that it talks about is we do not lack knowledge, we just lack execution. So people, all of us, myself inclusive, is we do not constantly create an urgency in our lives. So this book runs on a concept that you can easily achieve goals when they look attainable, like they are short term, than when you look at a year. So it creates a sense of urgency for you that every day looks as important as a week, it looks as important as a month, and it looks as important as a year. You must be one of those people, if you're like me, like you're bombarded with a lot of ideas all the time. Every day you feel you have a new idea, you feel you have a new project you can do, you feel you have a lot of things that you can do. But when you look back, 10 years back, the same things that you really wanted to do, and right now, you've not attained at all. The system in this book answers the question that we normally ask ourselves: why is it that some people accomplish more in life than others do accomplish the things that they are capable of? One of the answers that I got as I was reading this book was, it is because some of us think that we have a lot of time on ourselves. And then the other people think the other way around. They look at using their time appropriately. Some of the things that we struggle with in life are not because we don't know. Like if you're struggling to lose weight, like you want to lose weight, you badly want to lose weight, I presume you've read a number of articles, a number of journals, you've watched a lot of videos showing you what you can do to lose weight, but still you've not gone through, or we've not gone through, because I'm also among the people that I want to lose weight but have not fallen through. So it means that we do not lack knowledge, we just lack the ability to be consistent in executing what we know is right. So as I was reading, to summarize for you, if you can't get in touch with this book, is one of the things that you've got to do is to set your goals. And when you're setting a goal, don't set any goal. Set a goal that will make you wake up every day to work upon it. It must be something that you desire so badly to do. Okay? Set a goal that is achievable. Don't set a goal that is good, that it's supposed to take 10 years or it's supposed to take 5 years, and you set it for 12 weeks. In 12 weeks, you can only be making plans. There are some goals that are achievable in 12 weeks. So such goals you set, they must be so desirable for you to the extent that you can wake up and you work upon them. The second thing I got from the book was, look ahead after you've achieved this goal. What do you feel like when you visualize you've lost 20 kgs, or you've added whatever it is your goal? Maybe you want to grow fat, whatever, or you want to achieve that master's degree, or you want your relationship with your husband to be better, or you want to regain your relationship with your child who you're no longer in touch with, or your job, maybe you want a promotion. So what's the feeling of that achievement? If that achievement feels so good and fulfilling, then go for it. Okay? The second bit is to divide these weeks into smaller chunks of time. All right? What do I mean by this? 12 weeks means 4 bunches of weeks 3 times. But also it means one week to become 12 weeks. It also means one day. So it means you're going to develop your plan retrospectively. So you write your goal like I've shown you. If your goal, let me give you a picture of constructing a house. There is no way you can wake up and the house is just there. It has just grown like a plant and it is there. It means there was a plan that was set for that house to be built. There were bricks that were bought, there was sand, there was labor. There's a lot of work that went into the process of building this house. So the house is our goal, or is your goal. Whatever goal, if you're a company and you want that goal to be achieved in 12 weeks, by the 12th week, it should be a goal. So by the 11th, 9th, 8th, 7th, up to 1, these are just processes that are leading you to accomplish this goal. You can say the goal is for a year, but I'm going to start achieving it in bits, so that by the 12th week, if it's construction, the foundation is done. Okay? So if that chunk of 12 week ends and you get another bunch of 12 week, it's incremental. You're just adding on what you've already established in the first 12 weeks. That is for the long-term goals. And yet for the short-term goals, okay, the goal may be a definite goal. Like, let me say I need to save 100,000 in 12 weeks because I need to pay it back to someone. It means you will retrospectively plan on how much you can save per week, on how much you can save per day, okay, so that in 12 weeks you have this 100,000 that you can pay someone, and then that goal is achieved and it goes away. So the goals, the way you achieve these goals can be different depending on how big the goal is. There is incremental, where the first bunch of the 12 weeks ends when you've finished the foundation or the planning process, or you've just finished, if it's a house, you've just reached the wall plate and you're going to the roofing. I'm just imagining the goal in terms of building a house, like I drew just behind me there. So that in this case, you're just increasing, like you're just adding bricks on top of your plastering. The other bunch of the other 12 weeks of the year, you're adding on what you've already set as a foundation in the first 12 weeks. Then there are some goals that are repetitive goals. You cannot set a goal that you're going to lose, let me say, 50 kgs in 12 weeks. That goal may not be really achievable. But you may be able maybe to lose 50 kgs in 2 years. Or you may be able to lose 20 kgs in 1 year. So you can say, I want to lose 5 kgs in 12 weeks. And so when you set your set of activities that you're going to be doing routinely every day, they may be repetitive for every month, for every set of the quarter. Okay, so in this case, your goal is to lose weight, and you're doing the same things the same way in every quarter of the year. So depending on the nature of goal, your goal, the method you could use could be incremental, or it could be repetitive. So the easiest thing for you is what you can go with. Then the other thing, after you've mastered what your checklist is, because this first week you're literally forming, or whether the first 3 weeks you're forming your checklist, or you're forming your plan on how you're going to be able to achieve these goals. So the other thing is to implement. This is where most of us fall off the wagon. We set our plans right. We set even the activities, but we never follow through, like we never implement. And this book talks about it so much that most people, it's not the lack of knowledge, it's the lack of execution. Like the day reaches when you're supposed to exercise and you feel like, because it's raining, I'd rather stay in bed. In implementation, try to recall what you talked about, treating each day as important as a month, as important as a week, as important as a year. Why? This will make you feel like you have control over your time. Because it's very absurd for you to finish making your set of goals, and then your set of activities that you're going to carry out in these weeks, and boom, you don't implement. So our last step is to implement. I'll give you an example, and I'll put a template option where you can go and see which areas of your life you would like to improve. For example, this last quarter of the year, I've been so much focused on improving on my financial stability, on improving on my financial also knowledge. Okay, on top of the things that I know about finances, I would like to know more. So I would like to do a small course on finances. That is the area of finance. Then we have the area of family. What would I want to see in this last quarter of the year as pertains family? The children are at school. I would want to, it's a time when they have to cross over to another class. I would want to be more engaged with their teachers. I would want to be more present with their homework. I would want to be more present in the school activities. In terms of my relationship with my husband, what are the goals that I want? What are the things that I want to achieve? So you divide your life into sections according to the things that you want to focus on in a particular time. So if you can get a paper and you randomly put as many goals, as many thoughts as possible, you just write anything that comes into your mind, then you organize it. Okay, you make your goals or your thoughts into organized activities. So you divide your life into finance, into spiritual, into relationship, into marriage, into work, into health, into mindset. So when you focus, you don't have to choose more than actually 4 goals. It's important that the goals are fewer, so that, let me say, this quarter of the year you're looking at improving on your finances. Remember, when you do certain things, they're going to become habits that in the next quarter you may not need necessarily to go into finances so much, because you've already developed a culture, you've developed a habit, and so it is so easy for you to work through that. So you set another goal. Some of the things are monthly, like spiritual. For me, it's a foundation. And so it's one of the things that I cannot replace. It's one of those things that I have to follow through every other time or every other month up to the end of the year, because it forms the foundation and the basis of my life. My marriage is one of the things that I would want to work on each and every day, because it also forms the foundation of my life. My relationship with my children, it forms the foundation of my life. So these are goals that I consistently work on. And so for them, when I'm setting them, I'm working on them in terms of incremental, like we've talked about, because they are never going to end. I'm just setting new goals for every quarter of the year, all right? So, and yet some goals are things that you can work on, and you just, the rest of the year, you're just working on implementation, on sustainability, on sustaining them. So whichever level you're at in your life, whether you're a student, whether you are a father, you are a CEO of a company, or you want to set up a company, in this quarter of the year, I'm making lots of plans on how to venture into certain businesses. It's just basically this quarter of the year, I'm not venturing, but I'm planning. And so the other quarter of the first of 2023, that is when I will be, implementing. Then some of the goals, like losing weight, so help me God, is one of the goals for this last quarter of the year. There are some kgs that I want to shed off, and so I've set it. So if you look through the template, you realize that I've set out my life in such blocks. So your life may be quite different from mine. You may be, whatever you are, you can find a place. This template can work for anyone. You just find where you are in life, and then you just fix in the goals that you want to achieve. Yeah. So as you know very well, on this channel, we are all about self-improvement, self-development, reinvention. All these things require you to set goals that you can follow through and you look at every day, and you become very happy. So as we've said, one of the motivating factors that are going to help you execute your goals is the feeling that you imagine you're going to get when these goals are achieved, versus the feeling you get when these goals are not achieved. Okay? I'll give you an example. What is the feeling for you if you just wake up and your marriage is over? You didn't get set goals for it to get better. What is it? What is the feeling for you? Is it a happy feeling? Is it a sad feeling? So if you don't want such a feeling, but you feel happy, you would feel happy if you and your husband are in good terms, then it's very good for you set that goal, because it's going to make you happy. What's that feeling for you? What does it feel great when you lose some weight? What does it feel for you? Do you feel more healthy? Do you feel more active? Do you feel more happy? Then set that goal. Versus when you're overweight, what you feel? You feel less active, less productive, less whatever your goal is. Look at, visualize the end product and how you're going to feel. This is going to help you stay motivated. So that has been it on summarizing this book. I hope you've learned a thing or two, and as the year is ending, please don't waste this last quarter of the year. You can do so much. Don't feel like now this year has ended. It has not ended. You can still begin on a goal right now, and you see it to accomplishment by December, and in January you will just be jubilating, happy, jumping around that you've achieved such a goal. So see you next time. I've been Beatrice Chimpy. Till next time, bye.